Welcome to the Everyman Puppet Theatre. Today, let's make simple paper puppets. My name is Mary Beth. I'm the narrator for the Everyman Puppet Theatre, and today we're going to create fanciful creatures like these from a single sheet of paper and some simple tools that you have around the house. You probably have markers and crayons, pencils and pens, things that you can use to decorate. A pair of scissors, some glue, whatever other tools you might like, you're ready to go. We begin by taking that piece of paper, fold a third in, nice and smooth. Now turn it over and fold the other flap. Doesn't have to be exact thirds. You just want to make sure that you have enough to overlap so that you can glue down a flap and create a tunnel. And that's what we're going to do now. Glue that flap, lots of glue, and glue stick works the best simply because it doesn't get your paper all wet and it dries very quickly so that you can go ahead and decorate almost immediately. Fold that flap back down, smooth it, and you're ready to proceed. Now turn that paper over so the seam side is down. And then fold your paper so that the short edges meet. You're making a letter L out of your little paper tunnel. Smooth it down. Nice smooth creases, and there you go. You have a letter L. Now we're going to turn it into an M by folding the legs back on themselves, back toward that center fold. Turn it over and do this with the other side so that now you've taken that letter L and turned it into a letter M. Very simple. Now you have the beginning of your puppet. You're ready to go. It's ready to decorate it. Has no personality yet, but you're going to give it personality with the way that you decorate it. First, I want to give my little puppet some eyes. And I'm going to do that by drawing white circles to be the eyeballs. Now, I could color these in with the white if I wanted to, make them true pupils, but this will work now. Then I want to add the pupils on the eyeballs, and so for that I'm going to take a dark marker and put dark circles in the center of those white circles. Now my puppet will have eyeballs. And again, for your puppet, you can decorate it however you'd like. Large eyes, small eyes, doesn't matter. It's up to you. The eyes can be whatever color you'd like. I'd also like my puppet to have a nose. So I'm going to take a pencil and draw in a nose. And there we go. Just that quickly, my puppet has a nose. Eyes and a nose and ready to go. To give my puppet a mouth, I'm going to use a red marker and draw on the lips. I'm going to open my puppet, and right above that fold, I'm going to draw the upper lip. Fill it in, and once I get that done, then I'm going to bring the other flap up so that I can draw the bottom lip. I want them to match each other, to fit. And of course, I'd like my little purple people to be happy, so I'm going to put a smile. And there we go. Just that quickly, I've created a simple paper puppet. I could add eyelashes, I could add hair, I can add whatever I'd like. Now, suppose you decide you don't want drawn-on eyes. Maybe you have some Google eyes around the house that you'd like to use on your puppet. Check with your teacher, parent, guardian, whoever's in charge, and make sure that it's safe, that there are no little ones around who will be in danger of swallowing it. If it's okay with them, you can glue on those Google eyes. And again, that glue stick is wonderful for that because it sets very quickly and you can get to playing with your puppet right away. Remember, it is your puppet and you can decorate it to suit your fancy, your preferences. This is going to be your little baby. And if you make several of them, you can actually put on a puppet show with them. They talk to each other, they can play together, and you can have a good time with them. And there we go with a simple paper puppet. My purple person all set to go. Now what if you didn't want a purple person, you wanted to make an animal? Well, you can do that too. We're going to take a piece of white paper, just plain copy paper, and we're going to start the same way. Fold a third up, turn it around, fold another third up to make that flap, and glue down the flap. Now you may have noticed those red and black shapes up in the corner, the left-hand corner of the screen. Those are features that I have cut out of construction paper to use on this particular simple paper puppet. Remember, we're always looking for puppet potential, and it can be in scraps of construction paper, added to a piece of copy paper, and there you go. We've glued down our flap. We're making our letter L and turning it into a letter M. And remember, we want that seam to be hidden when we're operating the puppet. And make sure that before you start folding, you turn that seam down to the table. And there we go. Now, when I was cutting out my pieces, I cut out ears and eyes and a tongue. Now I'm going to glue them to that paper M to make my little dog. The trick to cutting out pieces that look alike is to cut them out at the same time, so that I fold over a piece of construction paper and cut both ears at the same time so that they match, both eyes at the same time so that they matched. Of course, the tongue is a single, so I didn't have to fold that over. But there we go. I fold a little flap on the ears so that they'll hang down a little bit beside his head. Glue the little flap. And there are his ears. Now, have you ever known a dog that had big spots? Well, this dog is going to have big spots on his face. Big brown spots on my black and white dog. I'm using my marker to draw those big brown spots. If I'd had brown construction paper handy, I could have cut them out of construction paper and glued them on. But instead, I'm drawing them on his face so that he'll have his brown spot ready to go. Once I'm done with that, I might want to give him his eyes or nose. Doesn't matter what order I do it in. I'm going to draw a little spot for his nose. And then if I'd like to add some whiskers, I can do that. You know, some little dogs have whiskers sticking out. I can do that with a different color marker or with the same one. And there we go. Little whiskers. Now we're going to add his eyes. And then we could use Google Eyes if we wanted to. But in this case, I've got my little black construction paper eyes that I cut out and glued down. Now, just as a note for teachers or parents, if you're doing this with a group of children, you want to have the features, the ears, the eyes, the tongues, and whatnot, cut out ahead of time if you don't have enough supervision for everyone to operate scissors, or if they're too young to operate scissors. And it's okay, they can just glue them on, still create their own simple paper puppets. Now, he's going to have reverse eyes. He's got black eyes with a little gleam in them. There we go. And then finally, I want to put in his tongue. Whoops, no, I want to give him some eyebrows. Then I give him his tongue. I take my red construction paper tongue, put some glue on the part that I'm going to attach in his mouth. Don't have to glue the whole thing, just the part that's going to be in his mouth. Glue it in, and there we go. A simple paper puppet. Remember, puppet potential means seeing a puppet in things that don't look like a puppet when you start. Remember all those animals we saw at the very beginning? They were all made from simple pieces of paper. Enjoy your simple paper puppets, and we look forward to seeing you next time.